Hi there, I'm Brother Howard, and welcome back to this week's lesson help for Canvas teachers. And we're going to go back to the guidelines for successful online teaching. Last week, we had reviewed the post a weekly update for learners. I hope you still focus on keeping a weekly update for your learners and making sure that happens each week. That's really instrumental in the success of an online class. Now, we want to focus on the second part this week, participate in discussion boards. Now, one thought as we get started about this, I know sometimes, these discussion boards can seem a little discouraging if you don't see your students having a great discussion in those boards. And maybe I want to change our thinking a little bit of the expectation of online seminary for discussion boards. If your students are not having this robust discussion in the discussion boards, that is actually completely okay and right in line with the expectations that we have. If your class has found out a way to have some robust discussions in their discussion boards, that's really, really cool, and keep it up. But know this, I hope we can start thinking of discussion boards more as posting boards. They're a place where after you and your students study, you can go and post some very meaningful and thoughtful insights and testimony of what you learned that day. And as a teacher, you have the opportunity to post back to your students some thoughtful questions, prompts, clarifications, or encouragement. When you post those, don't expect necessarily that you're going to get a response back. Post it in a way that is, hey, I'm sharing this, it's for you to think about, but you probably are not going to get responses back. Our expectation is not that students spend multiple times during a day getting into their Canvas lesson. Really, the expectation is that they just get in there, have a great study for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and that's what they do that day. And so, online classes, we have two different types of discussions. We have required discussions, which are the ones attached to lessons that they need to respond in if they are to get attendance credit for that day, and they need to post. And then there's the other ones, like the community discussion boards that are optional discussions, not usually necessarily required for attendance credit. You can create some more discussion throughout the week if you wanted to, and you could even, if appropriate at times, make those mandatory as well if it's for a purpose. I hope that you would be sure to continue taking time to being very involved in posting and modeling for your students what a good post looks like, and at least once or twice a week posting back to every student's response in your class. Now, I want to give you a quick example in James chapter 3. Great lesson that you're going to get to this week. James is talking about the power of words, and for either good or bad, and how our speech and the words that we choose to use and how we speak and can really impact our efforts to become more like the Savior Jesus Christ. I want to remind you that if we're going to have really robust and great discussion boards, usually we're going to need to change this comment and reply section and focus our students a little bit more on a specific question or two, and still leave it open that they could respond to other stuff too. An example for this week, I would change the comments section to probably one of these two questions. First question is, three questions that you might make your own, but I hope that helps just a little bit. Well, have a great week and keep enjoying those students and the great things that they share.